want to talk about this idiot and with the Kurds and what he's done. Oh, talking about upset the apple cart, breaking a vase, just in light of all the criticisms Obama had. I mean, they lied on him at every turn. These people to support this man, even still, someone yesterday had a meme, they support the president. Are you kidding me? I mean, if he just handed the president of Russia, Putin, the keys to the White House, people still sitting there saying they support the president. And he's done as much, almost. Now this thing, what he's done with the Kurds. He lied. Well, let me first start with, for all you ignoramuses don't know anything about the Kurds in Iraq, and you can go into to read how land was carved up by the white man, irregardless of the people that were there. So that's how you got the countries. You know, you got Persians, and the Kurds are a whole different people. You know, they were lumped together with the Persians. So you have the Sunni Shiite, and then you have the Kurds. Of the Kurds, there are Christians, the Yazidi. There are Muslims, of course, maybe Sunni, Shiite, I don't know. Both of those are there. But they are first, and their loyalty is first to being Kurds, not to a religion. They're not out there doing all of what you see those people doing. Further, when we had Iraq 1, Desert Storm, they were the only people fighting side by side with Americans to topple Saddam Hussein in the first war. All right, they fought with the Green Beret, while the Sunni and Shiite just stood around like women. They wouldn't do anything. Second Gulf War, they fought with Americans to topple Saddam Hussein when the Shiite and the Sunni were given all manners of weapons, expensive, and they dropped it, and ISIS took it up. Well, in the fight against ISIS, that's what happened, because consequently we gave weapons to Iraq, and their people dropped the weapons, ran away, and ISIS took the weapons up. And all this time, Kurds were fighting against ISIS even. They're the only ones fighting, truly fighting, without money in the pocket, without any of that. I mean, the Iraqi deal is like, well, you know, you don't pay them, and there's all these other things. And you can see how they march around and stuff. They're just, heck, Kurds even got women on the front line, trying to do their best to fight for their country, their land. What's more for you to understand is, all this time, you know that in Iraq, America can't just walk down the street. You better have armored up. You better have black water or Marines or something around you to protect you all this time. But while Americans are being blown up on a roadside in Iraq during that period of time, when George Bush and President Obama were presidents, Americans were able to walk around without any guards or anything in Kurdistan. Why is that? Well, there was a death on your head. If you touched an American head, you harmed an American, that was a death sentence in the Kurdistan. Now, the liberal media doesn't tell you that. But every once in a while, you had a reporter speaking from the Kurd section. They have oil, they've got cities. The cities don't look like Fallujah, none of those places. Of course they don't. You don't have suicide bombers. They don't even let those people up. In fact, we want to make one nation, and the people trying to do that were upset that the Kurds were not allowed, the Sunni and the Shiites, to come from the south up into their area, pollute the area. They had it walled off. They had guards at the gates and so forth. They weren't welcome. They weren't welcome. And Americans walked around with impunity. Just walked. Women, uncovered, without their heads, have to be covered with a babushka, walking around. Isn't that wonderful? But the media didn't tell you that. So these people fought, and they fought ISIS for us. Otherwise, we'd have to put large divisions in to fight these people. And what do we do with this schmuck? It makes what we did against Vietnam worse. At least in Vietnam, we evacuated a lot of the people and brought them to America, which is not what these people want. They just want their own country. And heck, we carved it up before. We could cut off a section and give it to them. And we don't need to kowtow to anybody, including Turkey. We can tell them, hey, this is the way it's going to be. You know. And I'm certain that if we gave them their own country and told them that's what they've been wanting forever. Just don't stop your terrorist attacks and bombings of Turkey. They would. They'd settle down because you're giving them what they want, what they've been dreaming for. Meanwhile, the world is talking about, oh, poor Palestinians, They're terrorists. They're attacking Israel. They go there, they suicide bomb, they stab rabbis, they shoot missiles indiscriminately into Israel, killing women and children, killing people indiscriminately. That's a terrorist organization. If you don't want to give terrorists like ISIS a nation state, why would you want to give the Palestinians statehood? Just saying. But this schmuck, and these people call themselves Christians. That's what a guy last night, after all of this, calls himself a Christian. Well, God doesn't dabble in buffoonery or stupidity. The Lord gives wisdom. Now, you may have supported him in the early days, not knowing what's what, who's who, but certainly after this, you still support Trump. You were definitely wrong. You were wrong. The deal with Putin should have been enough. Then calling up the ambassador to get help on his election and even inviting China in. This guy is wrong. He's wrong every which way from Sunday. And you have people call themselves Christians supporting this guy. One has to ask why, and because he's a racist. I remember, well, I could see if you supported the guy before. And your pride, I mean, you don't want to look like an idiot. I'm not a Hillary Clinton supporter either, trust me, by any measure, small, large, or otherwise. But it's all bad news. We don't have anybody that we can replace. You know, we could have replaced him with. Both of those people were bad news. And Colin Powell isn't going to run again because he would have been a perfect president at any time to plug in as a president than these people. Yet. So these people are going to be slaughtered by Turkey. No doubt. Turkey, no doubt, and Russia were behind the scenes pulling the puppet strings of Trump because he is a Manchurian candidate for the Russians. He is that. No doubt they're behind the scenes with this. And who's to say? He's been trying to get these governments to help him with, help him with his election. Who knows? Maybe he called them and they said, okay, quid pro quo. And all you need to do is pull your forces out of Syria, expose the flank so we can attack. These Kurds have been so loyal, more loyal than almost any ally, except for Britain, and you name a few, a handful. Kurds have been right there giving blood. And we refuse to even arm them effectively. They don't get all the support because they're afraid of upsetting Turkey. It's time we tell Turkey, hey, you want to be side with the Russians, you go ahead. Right now, America's military is so strong, we don't need Turkey. And we'd roll over Turkey even with their large army right now. We roll right over them. Like we did in Iraq. We roll right over them. Like a steamroller. They wanted to get uppity. Uppity. So, I'm just leaving that there. You people that support Trump. It isn't him and it isn't the Republicans either. It's the people that support him. Because the Republicans, I'm sure, would stand up and do the right thing, but they're afraid of what their constituency would say when they get back. I've seen the memes. I saw the one Republican who left that says, I can't support Trump. And the woman was just hysterical. Her hands were shaking. After this guy sold us out to the Russians. And I say they're racist because, hell, Obama, they lied on Obama, these same people, and accused him of the same thing this guy's doing. So if you can't see God in this, you're blind. For those of you who say you believe in a God, you lied on a man and accused him of a host of bad deeds, which he was not guilty of. In fact, he was a good president. I don't agree with everything. There's some things I think he did that were terrible. But he was a good president. He did some good things. He saved our economy. He killed more terrorists than any of the presidents. He didn't mess around. He sent Navy SEALs to get Osama bin Laden. He didn't play around with Delta Force or any mucking about. He went and got the best. He got it done. All right? He was a good president.